Welcome to this video on enhancing AWS Workspaces with NetApp's Cloud Volume Service. We're going to start our journey at NetApp Cloud Central. We'll go to the resource library and we'll find the white paper we're looking for. So I'm selecting here white papers and I'm going to open the white paper. And we'll be following this white paper throughout the video. So looking at the content, we're going to go over creating the directory service, creating workspaces themselves, how to join the Cloud Volume Service to the directory, how to connect to the workspaces, how to mount or map Cloud Volume Service to a workspace, and then take a look at some of the advanced features like snapshots. Now let's go to the Cloud Volume Service and join the Active Directory. So I click Join Active Directory. I put in the DNS IP addresses, the domain name. I give a net bias for the Cloud Volume Service itself, what the username is, which is administrator, and the admin password. And we've now joined the directory. We are now ready to create our first workspace. So I'm going to launch Workspaces. We're going to choose the directory we previously created. And the first thing I'm going to do is create a new user. And I'm going to use this user with a workspace. So here we're going to select Windows 10 Standard Edition and launch the workspace. Now this will be pending and it can take up to 20 minutes according to AWS, and that was about right in my case. I'm going to create a second workspace. This time I'm going to use an existing user. I'll select that. And this is going to be a Linux. So I'm using the Amazon Linux 2. Again, launch the workspace. And we'll see they're both pending. Now that our workspaces are available, I'm going to connect to the Windows workspace. The first thing is to copy the registration code. And I also need to set a password for this user. So I'll follow this link. I'm going to set a password in the background. Let's put in the registration code and register. Then we'll add the username and the password we set, and we'll connect to the workspace. Now we're connected. We're going to File Explorer, and we'll map the Cloud Volume as a network drive. So I'm going to go back to the Cloud Volumes interface, and I'm going to copy over the map instruction and paste that, make it nice and easy. And we see we've actually mapped the cloud volume. If we look at properties, we see that it's 100 terabytes. So we now have a very high performance 100 terabyte share for this workspace. Just finally, let's see if we can write. So I'm going to create a new text file, give it a name. Then I'll add some content and we'll save this. We're going to use this file later on in the demonstration. Now let's connect to the Linux workspace. Again, I will copy the registration code, open up the workspace tool, register, add my user and password, and then we'll connect to a Linux workspace. Now we're connected. I will open up a terminal. I'm going to become super user, make it nice and easy. But I'm going to use a command called showmount, and I'm going to see what's been exported from this endpoint. This is the endpoint for Cloud Volume Service. So let's mount our vol1. And I'm going to mount this to our directory called mount CV. And we can use the df command to see that we have mounted and we have a high performance 100 terabyte volume. I'm going to try and write. Basically, I'm writing the output of df into a file. Then I can cat that file and see that it was correct. The Cloud Volume Service includes integrated snapshots. I can set a policy. I can use hourly, daily, weekly, or monthly. I can say how many snapshots to keep and when to take the snapshots. Here I'm taking it 40 minutes past the hour and I'm going to keep 24. I can also create on-demand snapshots. I can give that a name or leave it at the timestamp name. And it takes a split second to create a snapshot. So let's go back to our Windows server And I'm going to delete the file we previously created. Potentially I did that by accident, so I now want to be able to restore this file. So I can look at properties of the share, and if I go to previous versions, I see that I have 2 snapshots I can choose. I'll go to the snapshot that I want. I can open that snapshot, and I see our file is there. If I simply copy and then paste that file back into my mapped share, I've got my file back. Let's open it up and we see the secret info is still there. If we go back to previous versions, we can select a snapshot and actually restore the whole share. It'll give me a nice warning when it was taken, and I can restore that back. So this gives me really good protection against ransomware, accidental deletion, and other human errors. One of the big values of the Cloud Volume Service is that it can be shared. Here I have 2 workspaces, both Linux. I'm writing something called Who Am I into a file on the workspace on the left, and this will write the username into that file. We can do a ls-lh, gives us the username. We're going to do exactly the same on a different workspace. This is the one on the right, and the user here is Linux 2. We'll look at the files. We see they're been written and owned by different users, and we can actually look at the contents. And literally, we could be sharing this across hundreds of thousands of workspaces, both Windows and Linux. When we see cutting the file, we see the usernames are correct. In this demonstration, we've seen how to create AWS Directory Service, join it from Cloud Volumes, how to create Windows and Linux workspaces, and then connect them and mount Cloud Volumes. Also how to protect data with integrated snapshots and share Cloud Volumes between multiple workspaces. Thank you for watching, and to learn more, please go to cloud.netapp.com.